is Geometry Dash pay to win? The short answer is yes, kinda. I'll get into that. But the long answer is this video. This is the Wooting 80HE, and this keyboard changed Geometry Dash forever. How many times have you heard that? But actually, this is the keyboard that the GOAT Zoink uses. With pretty much every single piece of technology you will ever need for a keyboard, including rapid trigger and dynamic keystrokes, this is probably the best input device in Geometry Dash. But it comes at a steep price of $200, so we will be answering two questions today. Is the Wooting worth it? And is Geometry Dash pay to win? Oh, I don't have scissors. This is supposed to be the keyboard of the century, right? Like every pro player is using this keyboard. Yeah. It smells nice. Okay, it doesn't smell nice, but it smells like something. Ugh. Alright, low-key doesn't smell good. And that's the unboxing. Quick disclaimer, I've reached out to Wooting and they sent me this keyboard for free. This is still going to be a brutally honest review. They have no influence on the making of this video. Now that we got the boring stuff out the way, the most common question that I will probably be asked is, does the Wooting make you better at Geometry Dash? So throughout this video, we are going to test this theory scientifically. AKA, we're doing 5 attempts on the skill tester, a level that ranks your skill on each game mode. Okay, so the rapid trigger should help with the ship, wave, and robot the most. Rapid trigger. You've probably heard that term before. What is it and why is it, in my opinion, kind of broken in Geometry Dash? I think it'll be easier to just show you. On the left is with rapid trigger and on the right is just a normal mechanical keyboard. Basically, for a regular mechanical keyboard, the actuation point, so this line right here, is always set at one fixed distance. So the key has to go down to hit that and go back up that point, so you waste about this much time per key press. Rapid trigger, you waste close to 0 time. Now, in my opinion, this is kind of broken in Geometry Dash. Kinda broken. It makes all of your clicks as well as all of your releases as accurate as possible. I said in my previous video that rapid trigger is pretty irrelevant in 99% of applications. And then I proceeded to show CSGO, which is like one of the applications it helps the most on. There is a large debate on not if rapid trigger is good, like obviously it's good, but is it significantly good? Like, can you actually notice it? Since I only play Geometry Dash, I can only speak on Geometry Dash, and in my opinion, some people may disagree, but Geometry Dash benefits a lot from rapid trigger. Personally, I think I got a 5 to 10% skill increase. Another benefit of rapid trigger that I don't think people mention is that it makes one finger spam so much easier and like a little bit faster. So with a regular mechanical keyboard, I would have to kind of spam like this, like lifting my finger all the way up. But with rapid trigger, I could kind of just like stay in one spot and jitter click like that. This is like not an irrelevant skill. Yo, what the triggers? For example, I'm trying to beat this terrible level and I would use the spam right here. I do that every time. See? The better you are, the more noticeable the skill improvements. But I'd say if you have beaten a couple hard demons, you will see noticeable improvements. If you are straight booty cheeks at the game and haven't done that, you most likely won't notice anything besides maybe slightly more control on the ship. Speaking of which game modes got the biggest buff? The ship, wave, and robot game modes get a pretty sizable buff since releasing the key at the correct time is innately important to them. This is definitely noticeable. And since Bloodbath is like 60% shipped, later in the video, I will use this new weapon called the Wooting 80HE to prove that I, Twisted51, am not washed at the game and beat Bloodbath, so stick around for that. But anyways, we were talking about game modes. On the other hand, every other game mode besides these 3 just get a slight buff. It's barely noticeable, except for spam gameplay, which can be made with any game mode. Now, luckily for us Geometry Dash players, these are the 2 most common game modes and the robot. But Twisted, the Seo device, as well as Wooting's own Woo model, also has rapid trigger, and also they both have 8,000 Hz pulling rate. That's basically all that matters for Geometry Dash. So what justifies the Wooting's pricing, you may ask as an astute viewer? Let's talk about it. Now this keyboard is $200, $300 for the Zinc version. That's a lot of money, so let's see what you're getting for this price. Now I am no keyboard expert. Matter of fact, this was my keyboard before, a $35 mechanical keyboard I bought on Amazon. So just listen to the Wooting yourself and make your own judgment. 7-second ASMR, let's go. Now, I think it sounds pretty good. Now, I am way too scared to take apart the keyboard, so thank you, Wooting. I am using your video. But in the keyboard, there is foam, and the switches are pre-lube, among other things. But I thought those were the two most important features for someone like me. And speaking of the switches, these are lacquer analog switches that are pretty much indestructible. Indestructible? What you mean indestructible? Seems pretty destructible to me. Okay, but there is some truth in that claim. That's a pretty bold claim. And also, what does the HE stand for in the Wooting ADHE, you may ask, as an astute viewer? Well, I'm glad you asked. Jesse, what powers the Wooting?
Oh my god, bro.
Basically, there's a magnet at the bottom of the stem, and a magnet sensor, aka the Hall sensor, is on the PCB. And this is how the computer knows whether the keyboard is pressed or not. And also the exact position of the key press. Since this motion is contactless, this is basically indestructible unless you spill something on it or smash it with a hammer. As we tested before, it didn't help against that. So we finished the skill tester, 5 attempts on each game mode, and here are the results of all of my input devices. It's similar to the sale, but that was to be expected, but this is not enough data. We need more. What matters in Geometry Dash is not this silly skill tester, but playing actual levels. So today, we are going to beat Bloodbath with the Wooting. But before that, we didn't mention one of the most important things about this keyboard, the software, and how did it trick the entire Osu community, which, by the way, caused the Space UK of Osu.
My god, dude, you can literally see it happening. He is straight up double tapping. It's not some technique.
And we'll discuss if this will be problematic in Geometry Dash in the future. But let's talk about the website. It's a web-based driver where you can customize how sensitive you want the rapid trigger, the actuation point. Hint, for Geometry Dash, you want it as sensitive as possible. And there are some other features that you can enable as well, which honestly I found either marginally helpful, if at all, or banned. But let's go over it because some people did some bad things with one of them. Dynamic keystrokes allows a single key press to activate up to 4 inputs, which is obviously not fucking allowed. Now, Cloudtiful, the Space UK of Osu, got caught cheating using dynamic keystrokes, where in his live footage video, which the Osu community demanded, showed that he was pressing the keys at the same time on the live footage, but in the Osu game itself, you can clearly see that it is alternating. Yes, this is one application of DKS. So will this be a problem in Geometry Dash like it was for Osu? No. We will be able to tell immediately. Alright, I feel like I've been foreshadowing this Bloodbath completion too much, but last thing I want to answer for you guys is... I say, if you can afford this comfortably and you want to be the best Geometry Dash player you possibly can, then sure. It's basically an indestructible keyboard as long as you're not an idiot. And not only does it have pretty much all of the technology you could ever need in a keyboard, it sounds nice to me, and the software is absolutely amazing. But $200, like, that's a lot of money. And if you specifically want the Zinc case version, $300. That's even more money. So at the end of the day, you should make your own judgment because everybody is different. Don't put all of your faith in a freaking YouTube video, especially one coming from a guy who doesn't know all that much about keyboards at all. While researching for this video, I watched reviews where people bash on the keyboard, and I've watched reviews where they praise the keyboard a lot. I think the Wooting ADHE is pretty good. Listen to the facts and disregard the noise when you make a decision. Life lessons. Anyways, here's the run.
You mommy! Oh no! 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 You can't be serious. It's over! It's over! It's over!